So a topic that I have been thinking about a lot lately is the meaning of life. And every person has a different, what is the meaning of their life, the overall meaning of life to them. And growing up very religious, it was always the meaning of life is to know, love, and serve God. And that has always been a rock. That has been something that I always turn back to and has never failed me. Although when I'm younger, I'm like, all right, that seems pretty vague. That's, how do you exactly, that's the meaning of life. And in high school, I remember a couple of us were like pestering our English teacher at a Catholic high school. And they were like, what's the meaning of life, Mrs. So-and-so, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, oh, the meaning of life is to know, love, and serve God. And my English teacher like looked at me and was like, oh, that's cute. And I was like, what do you mean that's cute? That's the meaning. I just gave it to you. You're welcome. And then moving on into real life adulthood and having my first job, I worked at a very different setting of a job where all of the women and men and managers who worked it were very intimidating, very to the point, very hierarchy type of running, militant kind of deal. And at that point in my life, I thought that being the biggest bitch was how to get to the top. I was like, this is it. I know the way. And that didn't exactly work out for me. That led to a lot of poor evals. You know, employee works with others poorly. So that didn't work. Being the biggest bitch did not work. I did not get my way to the top. And now that I've gotten older, I'll be 27 in a couple months, the more I'm just like, the meaning of life, like, I think it's really in the small things, the really simple things is where I find the most meaning. When you have a good friend that you can just confide in and have joy with, just sitting there, I'm like, that's it. Like, really simple, healthy foods and really simple workouts and just little things, like holding a baby, like that's where I find the meaning of life. And it's so corny. If I would have told myself that when I was 16 years old, trying to be the biggest bitch and intimidate everyone else, I would have laughed at my future self. I would have been like, softy. And yeah, aging will definitely make you soft. It'll really, really soften your heart. And I wish I could describe it better, but it's just the little simple things. It's the hobbits and the hobbits. I think I said hobbits. It's the habits and the hobbies of making yourself who you are, and then you lean back on those things. That's another topic, but I know that for me, like the meaning in my life, like what I want to do when I go through hard times or am faced with things that I don't want to deal with, I know that if I set like those good habits for myself, I'm just going to do them. They're already going to be there. It's not going to be like thinking about it. And same with hobbies. Hobbies are there for you when you have good times and bad times. And what do I do now? Like, you know, like this thing already brings me joy and it makes me happy. So I'm going to do that because that's already my hobby. I don't have to be like, what do I do? I'm going to sleep. I usually sleep a lot. That's a big meaning of life. So yeah.